Good morning. Members of the Board of Education, Ms. Swain, Mr. Benner, Mr. Fivey, Mr. Rockhill, and members of Administrative Council, members of the faculty, honored guests, parents, guardians, and especially the members of the class of 2015. I welcome you to the 107th commencement of the Scotia-Glenville Senior High School. Today's ceremony is a culmination of many years' effort on the part of our students and their families. To all of the audience members, I ask that you accord our graduates the honor and respect they deserve throughout this ceremony. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines commencement as a time when something begins. A fitting name for today's ceremony, as something ends your high school career, yet something begins. But what is it that will begin for each of you this day? What, I wonder, does each of your futures hold? What are your dreams and your aspirations? Each of you will leave here today with your feet firmly planted on a path. But I can assure you that path will be neither straight nor flat. In fact, sometimes you won't see the path at all. When you think you've lost your way, persevere. Your path will change as you change, as you grow, as you try, fail, yet try again. Whether you call it perseverance, determination, or grit, it is the motivation that will keep you moving, and you must keep moving. As you bid Scotia-Glenville and your classmates goodbye, I ask you to remember these lessons. You are part of a family, whether they are your real family or those you call family by choice. Take good care of them. These are the people you can count on, the ones who are here today celebrating your achievement. Your family will continue to grow to encompass your community, the places you choose to live, study, and work, the people you meet near and far. Never forget your responsibility to the greater community and those who inhabit it. Next, choose your friends wisely, and once you choose, be the best friend you can be. Caring, compassion, commitment. These attributes will cement your relationships with friends for a lifetime. Find your purpose in life, and then find it again and again. Don't fear changing course. Your life may be messy, but it will always be full of wonder. Struggle with something. I often think the adults in your lives have spent an inordinate amount of time trying to protect you from struggling. But struggling with something, academic, personal, professional, is how you grow. And we all need to keep growing. Learn to embrace failure. Sometimes it will follow one of those struggles I just mentioned. But failure will lead to growth and self-awareness, and can help you make the mid-course corrections your lives will demand. Practice compassion and acceptance. You may never know the challenge someone else is facing, but you can always extend a helping hand, a smile, or a shoulder to cry on. Develop humility. Each of you, my graduates, is unique. Now look at the person on your right, and look at the person on your left. And guess what? Each of those people is unique too. In fact, I would suggest that the world is full of unique people. And though you are one, there are others. And finally, remember to do what is right for the greater good. To let go of what you want to help the larger community. There is much joy to be found in giving. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Scotia-Glenville School District, I wish for each of you the joy of a life well lived, the respect of your fellow human beings, and the love of family and friends. And I remind you, move confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life you imagine. Please accept my congratulations and best wishes to each of you on this wonderful occasion. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Peter Bednarik, Principal, for the recognition of the Class of 2015 medalists. Mr. Bednarik.
Good morning. Would this year's Scholastic Honor Medalists please approach the stage at this time? The Scotia-Glenville High School Scholastic Medal is given annually to the members of the graduating class who have completed their studies with the highest academic achievement among their peers. This year's top seniors took rigorous honors and advanced placement classes for all 4 years of high school. These 14 students that we recognize this morning with the highest averages in the class truly excelled in their academic lives, and they challenged each other. Each of these has earned a final grade point average of 95 or greater. As I call each one's name, they will walk the stage, and Superintendent Swartz will confer their medals upon them. The recipients of the highest Scholastic Honor Medals are Madeline Carroll, Brittany Conlon, John Dean, Megan Hardy, Megan Hillis, Margaret Ketchum, McKaylin Ketchum, Lauren Melanson, Mallory Paskowitz, Justin Phillips, Alexandra Polsinelli, Pamela Rice, Daniel Zegman, Lydia Cho, ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2015 Scholastic Honor Medalists. At this time, I would ask for the department medalist winners, as well as their respective academic heads and department chairs, to join me on the stage. Scotia-Glenville High School Departmental Award Medal is given to a member of the graduating class in each of the disciplines. The recipient must have completed a sequence in the discipline, excelled academically, and demonstrated commitment and enthusiasm for study in the respective subject area. This morning we made the following recognitions. The Health and Science Department Medal is presented by Mr. Raymond Jenkins, Academic Head for Science and Health, to John Dean. The Mathematics Department Medal is presented by Mr. Randy Jenkins, Academic Head of Mathematics, to Justin Phillips. Social Studies Department Medal is presented by Mr. Martin Zayak, Academic Head of Social Studies, to Justin Phillips. The English Department Medal is presented by Mr. Martin Zayak, Academic Head of English, to Pamela Rice. The Language Department Medal is presented by Ms. Sarah Chaffee, Department Chair of Language Other than English, to Megan Hillis. The Art Department Medal is presented by Ms. Nancy Lucier, Academic Head of Fine Arts, to Courtney Likens. The Music Department Medal is presented by Ms. Nancy Lucier, Academic Head of Fine Arts, to Kyla Yagielski. The Family and Consumer Sciences Department Medal is presented by Ms. Connie Zach, Department Chair of Family and Consumer Sciences, to Corinne Schaefer. The Business Department Medal is presented by Mr. Michael Parks, Department Chair of the Business Education Department, to Giuliano Febo. The Physical Education Department Medal is presented by Mr. Jamie Rockhill, Athletic Director, Head of Physical Education, to Daniel Zeglin. The Occupational Education Department Medal is presented by Mr. Thomas Fivey, Department Chair of Guidance, to Brianna Tejada. The Technology Department Medal is presented by Mr. Pat Collins, Department Chair of Technology, to Ted Neeling. Ladies and gentlemen, the departmental award winners for the class of 2015.
Next, we will hear from two of our student speakers who will be introduced by faculty members. I'd like to welcome Dr. Matthew Kerman to the podium, who will introduce our first speaker. Dr. Kerman.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, graduates. Thanks for coming. Nice of you. Now that you're at this adult stage, I can let you in on two adult secrets. There's this unwritten rule that parents aren't supposed to have favorites. That's not true. You can ask your siblings, and they'll let you know. They will tell you. As a parent, we love you all the same. We treat you the same. We feed you the same stuff. And you all come out different. I don't know if it's a genetic thing, some of them look like you, some look like your spouse, some of this crazy hybrid. But it's human nature to have favorites. I will tell you that if you're not the favorite now, it's cyclical. In my house, it's seasonal. So when my boys are away to school, they're the favorites. When they come back in the summer, man moves right up. So don't be worried about that. The second secret is that teachers are also not allowed to have favorites. That's a rule. Also not true. Like your parents, we love you all. We try to treat you the same, we teach you the same stuff, and you guys all turn out different. So it's natural for us to have favorites. My job today is to introduce my favorite. She knows. Being my favorite is not an enviable position to be in. Being my favorite means that you will be constantly called on. You will be singled out as an example, good and bad. You will weather a storm of commentary about your outfit for the day. They're all looking at each other like, I'm his favorite. Yeah, okay, there's a lot of favorites. But this favorite in particular, I've known since she was in 8th grade. When she was a goofy little 8th grader. Apologies to any 8th graders in the room. You guys are pretty goofy. I always equate them to like 8-week-old Labrador Retriever puppies. They have big heads, big feet. You gotta tell them no, sit all the time. But they grow up. This favorite of mine is the perfect selection to give this speech because she really epitomizes what everybody here is all about. She's hardworking, she's compassionate, she's so funny. And man, can she take a load of abuse about everything. I love this child to death, and I would like you to please welcome Fiona Beaton.
Good morning, family, friends, members of the school board, educators, and members of the class of 2015. I am honored to be joining with you in the celebration of our graduation today from Scotia-Glenville HS. I'd also like to say thank you to Dr. Kerwin for that kind introduction. I asked Dr. Kerwin to introduce me today because it was one of the many important lessons that I learned from him at my time at Scotia-Glenville that inspired the thoughts that I'm going to share with you today. When I was asked to make my speech a title, I gave it the title of 30 Seconds, mainly because I only wanted to be nervously in front of you all for 30 seconds. I'd like you all to think back to middle school years. Trust me, I know those were scary times. Class of 2015, you might be able to remember MSBC, no gum chewing. Just 5 years ago, I remember anxiously racing through the halls to make it to my history class on the other side of the school. Dr. Kerwin stood outside my classroom, waiting to shake everyone's hand as we entered. After the bell rang, he addressed the class by saying, "People judge you within the first 30 seconds of meeting you. So make those 30 seconds count." He later began to discuss the importance of a firm handshake, appropriate body language, and effective eye contact. As a 13-year-old, I took his advice with a glimmer of hope, thinking that the world gives you more than half a minute to prove your character. As I entered the real world, my optimism was quickly replaced by fear, learning the reality that the potential of my future could be held within a 30-second judgment. That short period of time was intimidating as a young adult in a fast-paced world, filled with criticism and lacking in empathy. Knowing that people spared only half a minute to determine whether I would be suitable for a job position, experienced enough for a leadership opportunity, or professionally prepared to enter the real world was a daunting thought. 4 years later, I still remain somewhat nervous, knowing I could only be given half a minute for an opportunity. But now, I also see the potential in it. The once intimidating thought now appears exciting, as as Scotia-Glenville has given us all the tools to use those 30 seconds to our advantage if we choose. Our 4 years at Scotia-Glenville High School have provided us with opportunity for growth and self-exploration, as we were given the chance to discover who we are as people. With that, we have the power to choose what we believe in and what messages we want to send out into our world, enabling us to decide what kind of impact we want to leave. Knowing that we are in control of what we put forth to others makes those 30-second judgments appear as one for change rather than ridicule. While our time at Scotia-Glenville sparked our internal discovery of who we are, it also highlighted the common misconception that we are all the same. It is our responsibility to remember how it felt when others judged us quickly for wearing that ugly sweater Grandma knitted for us for Christmas. We have to recall the embarrassment that filled our school days when people laughed at us for our haircuts. We must remember how it felt when others judged us without remorse. If we want to use those 30 seconds as an impactful opportunity, then we must remember judgments can be easy to give and hurtful to receive. Scotia-Glenville High School was the place where we received constant judgments from our classmates based on their 30-second opinions. Luckily for us, our teachers at Scotia-Glenville did not judge us in half a minute. Instead, they took the time to help us discover our passions and our dreams. For the athletes in the room, your coaches taught you discipline and work ethic, skills that help structure our society. For the creative minds, your teachers encouraged imagination and curiosity, qualities that lead to innovations. For the academic achievers, the classroom gave you the opportunity for intellectual development, a task that can lead to future explorations. Some of you may find yourself in one of these groups, and some of you may not identify with any. Despite whatever group you identify with, the labels that come with them no longer exist. Because the beauty of graduation is that once we walk across this stage, we have the chance to leave all those labels behind. As we leave high school, we earn the opportunity for a clean slate, and the chance for people to judge us within half a minute, but without any preconceptions of us. The uncertainty of the future becomes an adventure, one that our time at Scotia-Glenville has prepared us for. Our lives are on a bigger stage now. So when those chances arise to connect with others within 30 seconds, we can use the opportunity to open doors we never imagined would be available before. With those opportunities comes the personal responsibility to remember the lessons of respect, acceptance, and kindness in our future interactions with others. We must respect one another, accept that others will judge us in 30 seconds, and walk through life with a kind heart. It is the combination of those responsibilities and opportunities that can create a change in a community or in society. So no matter where our futures may take us, no matter how many challenges we may face, we can always remember those 30 seconds assured to us by Dr. Kerr, and the potential that comes with them. Use those 30 seconds wisely. It could change your life. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2015.
Good morning. Congratulations, class of 2015. I have been friends with the next speaker's mother since we were 12 and 13 years old. It's fair to say that our kids grew up together. Alexis, Kyle, Alyssa, and Nat. Kyle was always the funny one. Whether it was funny faces, funny comments, funny ways of looking at the world, or most of all, providing us with funny Kyle stories. It's appropriate that he is speaking today and telling writing a collection of stories about Kyle. At the age of 3, he told a woman who called the house that he was home alone. He could not get his mother because both legs were broken. They weren't. She was home. It all recorded on her answering machine. Or the time that he told all the kids in the lunch monitor that he knew about animal reproduction because his mom was a vet. She's not. Or the time that he accepted his sister's free ice cream for the month in elementary school, until they caught on that he and his sister were both getting free ice cream during their lunches. These stories may not be proud moments for a parent, yet he certainly was providing us with entertaining stories that we love to retell. And that was just a sample. In high school, Kyle funneled his energy, sense of humor, and great personality into several endeavors that would make a parent proud. He's performed on stage as Lord Farquaad in Shrek, the innkeeper in Les Mis. He's played in every band, ensemble, and concert imaginable. He sang in as many choirs, groups, talent show acts as he could find. Although people know him as the tuba man, he first learned to play the trumpet. In 2nd grade, he was asked to play with 5th grade band, where his feet dangled from the chair, didn't touch the floor. As the leader of the perfect pitch precision pep band, Kyle's now famous. In newspapers, on TV. He's been asked to play at birthday parties, retirement parties. He's known to wear an unwashed white t-shirt, a tartan sash, and a kilt. A true tartan with pride. We will miss his presence and school spirit next year in and around the high school, especially in the music wing. I wish him the best as he attends University of Buffalo in the fall. I hope that he finds new things to conquer, which will provide us with more stories and things to be proud of, or at least share a laugh over. It's my pleasure to introduce our visual of what is a true tartan, the one and only Kyle Yagielski.
Those stories are all lost. Good morning, family and friends, and of course, my fellow classmates of the Scotia-Glenville Tartan class of 2015. Before I begin, I would just like to say that it's truly a huge, huge honor for all of you to be here listening to me. Now, I would like to begin my speech by posing a question to all of you. What is a tartan? As I ponder that question, I'd just like to say, I'm not going to give you the run-of-the-mill graduation speech. You know, as I look out on my classmates, I see future pioneers of medicine and technology and science who will save the world. Don't get too close. Instead, class of 2015, on this very special day, as we sit here, shoulder to shoulder in celebration and reflection, and say, we did it, and we look amazing. Although it is a little embarrassing we all show up in the same outfits, I do have to admit, it does look better than most of our attempts during Spirit Week. That would hurt a little bit to say, I'm sorry, guys. Now, our years in the Scotia-Glenville School District have come to an end, and we'll each move on to new and exciting endeavors and opportunities. However, as we sit and reflect on our time spent here, many questions may arise. How did we all manage to pass all 4 years? Justin Phillips, how did you manage it? Could we win any more basketball games before Section 2 forces us into the NBA? Is that stupid dress gold and white or black and blue? And the biggest, most burning question of them all. Why was there a quesadilla bar in the cafeteria for only 1 year? Shout out for the lunch that. Those were baller. However, there's one question we've all been asked in our years at Scotia. What is a tartan? I believe it's such a dreaded question because none of us truly know.
Contrary to popular belief, it's not just that ain't my guy. Webster's Dictionary described the tartan as a pattern of stripes in different colors and widths that cross each other to form squares. The Cambridge Dictionary defines a tartan as a woven cloth pattern that distinguishes traditional Scottish families and clans. And Urban Dictionary's definition probably would have gotten me expelled before graduation. Now, having the traditional Scottish clothing pattern as our school's mascot is obviously fine by me, but I also have a strong belief that our misunderstood mascot is far more. Our tartan isn't an Oregon duck. It's not a Syracuse orange. And it most certainly is not a Burnt Hills Spartan. We have an original. Our tartan flag blends academics, sports, music and arts, technology and community service to form a unique and diverse pattern. Now you might be saying, whoa, God, this speech is getting pretty serious. We need to get back to the silly stuff. But it's time to get serious. Class of 2015, as you sit here in your red and white graduation robes, know that you are a tartan. You will carry the experience, knowledge, and pride being here for the rest of your lives. Underclassmen, know that you will carry the torch and continue on the tradition of tartan pride for years to come. Friends, parents, and community members, know that your support of numerous athletic events, fine arts programs, and scholastic events help kindle the flame of pride essential to the success of our beloved school. The thing that makes a tartan such a special mascot is that it isn't defined by one single sports team, academic club, or music ensemble. It's not just John Dean breaking atoms at a national science competition, or our boys basketball team breaking records on the court. It isn't just our girls varsity soccer squad winning sectionals for the first time in 12 years, or Paul Ruger doing his entire AP stats course without a calculator. So what is our tartan? It is every single athlete, science bowl competitor, musician, cheerleader, actor, faculty member, and countless others who represent our proud district and our tartan mascot. Those who follow the lyrics of our alma mater and wear our tartan proudly and battle through the game. We will serve our alma mater and protect her from emotion. Class of 2015, tartan isn't just some unfortunate sophomore who got drafted wearing a stinky, sweaty old costume with a giant head. It is a web of individual and group accomplishments we all celebrate together that create our tartan. It is this harmonious combination that makes the Scotia-Glenville tartan so special. Our mascot is every single member of our community who represents us so well day in and day out. And that's a special experience we will never forget and carry on for the rest of our lives. So, what is a tartan? We are the tartan. Thank you, and congratulations, class.
On behalf of the members of the school board, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here today to honor this wonderful class. I think about what Fiona said, and I know that in the 30 seconds that each of us got to meet you, we've learned that you're very wonderful, caring people who are academically charged and athletically charged in arts and science and math and music. What a wonderful class that you are, and it only took about 30 seconds to realize that. And I know, speaking for the individuals behind me, and I do want to say that it's wonderful having teachers from your entire school career here today, that we're proud to be part of your tartan. So I'm going to, in a couple of minutes, throw out a couple of challenges to you, and then ask you to do a favor for me. This week I had the opportunity to go for my week in New York City, where our company brings everyone in. And one of the things we do during that time is we go to a public school and we help them decorate the grounds around their school. As you probably imagine, the grounds in New York City school district are sometimes very overwrought and that there's not enough money or time for people to work on them. So we offer our services and plant trees and put green in. And that public service makes me feel so wonderful. So I challenge you as you move forward with your careers and your lives to just take something under your interest and give back to your community the way you did while you were here at Scotia. I think you're going to find tremendous amounts of pleasure in that. And then on a more serious note, my son, who graduated last year, Alex, wanted me to go to the 9/11 museum yesterday, and he brought his friend, and my wife and I went. And it's very emotional as you went. And I was looking at a bunch of pictures of people who died, and I turned to my right, and there was a group of people, and they were made up of every race and creed and color you can imagine. In New York City, you would expect that. But they were all looking at the same thing, not fighting, not arguing. So you have an opportunity with your media savvy, with your electronic wizardry of being able to pick a phone, and talking to somebody in another country, to bring the world together in a little bit better way than we are today. So I challenge you to do that, to make that your mission of the class of 15, so that in 30 years, we have a better world, and you were the ones who did it. And my asking of you is that I'm probably going to yield by Superintendent Storch with this. But I'd ask each of you to stand up, if you would, and turn around and give your parents an applause for all the hard work they've done for you. And now, if you don't mind, turn this direction and applaud these wonderful facts. It's not perfect. You're now going to become graduates of the best school district in the country.
Please enjoy the musical interlude and probably a few beach balls while we prepare the stage for graduation.
Our superintendent, Ms. Schwartz, will be presenting an honorary diploma to each of these teachers. Shelbi Matthews came to Scotia-Glenville more than 30 years ago and has quietly and selflessly served the district's children during that time, never seeking the limelight, but appearing ready to help every time difficult work needed to be done. Shelbi's always been completely dedicated to our students. When we formed our middle school, Shelbi was one of the first to volunteer for that committee. When Shelbi was needed at the senior high school to teach physics, she not only stepped up, but immediately began improving our applied physics program by creating new lab experiences for students. Shelbi was involved in organizing Science Club, taking students on overnight trips to Boston for visits at the museum and the aquarium. Shelbi is the definition of grace under pressure. She is always a moderating and calming influence, and she helps those around her remain positive and enthusiastic. Scotia-Glenville will greatly miss Shelbi Matthews. Congratulations. Sandy Fessinger is dedicated, professional, and reliable. For more than 2 decades, she's been an integral part of both the Scotia-Glenville High School and Middle School. In the classroom, she's energetic, funny, and knows how to engage students in learning language. She shared all kinds of stories about travels with her classes, and her dual certification in French and German allowed her to support 2 significant branches of our language program, while positively influencing her students along the way. She was genuinely interested in the lives of her students and regularly attended their events outside of school throughout her career. She had a wealth of knowledge about our language program and was instrumental in creating the middle school foreign language curriculum. In retirement, we expect that she will enjoy listening to her beloved Beatles tunes, enjoying time with her husband, and celebrating an excellent teaching career. Congratulations, Sandy Fessinger. Judy Coriano has been a teacher for 24 years, 18 of which took place here with us at Scotia-Glenville High School. She is a business teacher who has taught students about all kinds of related topics and skills from the business world, such as computer software applications, marketing, and advertising strategies. Last year, her students opened a credit union branch in our school for everyone in our building to access. It provided excellent real-world experience for many of our business students and convenient banking for our students and employees. Judy has given energy, enthusiasm, and respect to her students and her colleagues. And now she will have some time to focus on her family and her beloved Yankees in her retirement. Congratulations, Judy Coriano. It is fitting that we talk about retirement and commencement here today, because in many ways this is what's happening for you, our graduating class of 2015. This is the end of something you've been committed to for a long time, and the start of something new and significant, which is the next phase of your lives. Anyone who knows me knows that I hold this day in high regard. For me, this is the pinnacle of the year, and it's my privilege to be able to address you graduating students one final time as a group before you stride across this stage. And I truly mean that it is a privilege. I've seen quite a few graduating classes wrap up their year and their high school career and their under 12 education and ultimately stride across the stage, as you will in a moment. But I share the joy and the satisfaction that you, your teachers, and your families feel in this special moment. This year, with this particular class, it feels a bit special. I've had conversations with many people in recent weeks about the quality of our graduating class of 2015. And with absolutely no disrespect to any of our previous graduates, I want to say to you that I've often remarked to colleagues and community members that you are a unique group. You're a class of talented, hardworking students. You're a cohesive group who have formed a collective character that defines you. You carry and exude, as you heard this morning, a unique brand of Tartan pride. And it has positively influenced our high school, your high school, and your community. I know you're not perfect, and your parents know that probably better than I do. But this morning I commend you for the way in which your class has led our school this year, and especially for the many individual victories and achievements which have collectively come together and led to your success and your fine reputation. The things that make you special are varied. Yes, you have academic prowess. Yes, you have musical and artistic ability. Yes, you have athletic talent. All of these attributes we have seen manifest within your group in many ways, which we celebrated and recognized in recent days. Some of these events have been truly remarkable and very rare. But even with these fine characteristics, you're known by some other key hallmarks. Your hours of volunteer service through GIVE, National Honor Society, and other avenues have made those around you better. Your kindness, your consciousness, and concern for others have been demonstrated through selfless acts. Through your efforts of inclusion, through your compassion towards others around you who have suffered challenges. And these attributes have not been celebrated on the stages, in the theaters, on the courts, on the fields, nor have they been recognized on report cards and transcripts. They've only been on display in the hallways and in the classrooms, the cafeterias, and the sidewalks, the text messages, the phone calls that simply show concern or recognize the importance of others. When you intentionally show up and cheer in the lives of others, you communicate respect. I've always believed that while a diploma represents a very real academic achievement, an important part of graduating from high school is maturity, responsibility, and gaining the ability to empathize with others. I believe we are successful as a community and as a school when we impart these ideas along with the skills and knowledges that you need for success in your next phase of life. Many of you have taught us through your words and deeds about what maturity looks like, what it means to take personal responsibility, and how to have an awareness and an understanding for those around you. And this gives me great hope for the future of our world. Many of these great qualities have been instilled in you and reinforced by your grandparents and your parents and your extended family and the community in which we live. Scotia-Glenville is a special place because the community cares for its own and works to support the future generations. And I wonder here this morning, just for a moment, How many parents, grandparents, family members, and friends also graduated from Scotia-Glenville High School? If you graduated from Scotia-Glenville, would you just raise your hand on stage? Students, look around you. This is where our Tartan pride comes from. And whether you, our graduates of 2015, go out and influence the future from some other part of the world or from right here in our local area, we know that you will always carry the pride that originated here and will lead you to be the kind of person that makes that positive difference. The road that's led you to this moment has certainly not been easy. Some of you have had to struggle, endure pain, and sometimes even tragedy. I encourage you to look back on these years of your education and treasure the positive. Remember the things that matter. Foster the relationships with others and grow from your experience. And as many of you sitting here in the seats this morning have chosen noble fields of study and work activities that will benefit our community and our environment, some of you have chosen to make the great sacrifice of military service. For that, we give you our thanks and our appreciation. Others of you have not yet decided how to make your mark, but you will. And don't worry when you do about whether your choice is good enough. There's no doubt that trials and challenges will come to you. Your experience in school has prepared you to face the struggles as an opportunity for growth. As you go out from us today, do so with Tartan pride in your heart and a spirit of generosity that continues to inspire others. As my old friend Garrison Keeler always says, be well, do good work, and keep in touch. Congratulations, seniors. Teacher Farrow, it is my honor and privilege to certify on behalf of the faculty that the individuals whose names I am about to read have completed the requirements for and are entitled to receive a Scotia-Glenville High School diploma. Samuel Jacobs Carmolo. Madeline Margaret Carroll. Brittany Clarissa S. Conlon. John Lars Anderson Dean. Megan Victoria Hardy. Megan Elizabeth Hillis. Margaret Jean Ketchen. Michaelin Yvonne Ketchen. Lauren Michelle Melanson. Mallory Ann Paskowitz. Justin Conrad Phillips. Alexandra Holly Pulcinella. Pamela Joan Rice. Daniel William Zeglin. Lydia Joe. Brianna Nicole Grace Tejada. Corinne Lee Schaefer. Courtney Marie Likens. Juliana Brandon Febo. Ted Robert Bealey. Fiona Jane Beaton. Kyle John Yagielski. Alex Vincent Bongermino. Shelbi May Bryson. Madeline Rose Portwood. Catherine Marie DeGray. William James Hannon. Brandon Michael Hunt. Noah Robert Gerard. Sophia Marie Dietzman. Joseph Michael Miller. Alexander Andrian Tunison. Michelle Lynn Van Warmer. Joseph Robert Ullman. Paul David Aproyan. Juliana Marie Arnie Simmons. Abigail Margaret August. Daniel John Adla. Patrick Gabriel Bailey. Adriana Monique Banks. Lauren Catherine Barrera. John Wesley Bass III. William John Bean Jr. Kyle Patrick Beckering. Shelbi Claire Beckering. Kelsey Charlotte Bellamy. Ryan Warren Bellamy. Eva Maria Begat. Zachary Thomas Bloomer. Megan Elizabeth Bonaparte. Nicholas Harold Horschwitz. Todd Donald Brandt. Robert Kirk Briscoe. Bacon Joseph Broadbent. Shakir Dominic Brown. Mackenzie Deanne Burns. Zachary Tucker Calderon. Bobby Lynn Caldwell. Eric Michael Carpenter. Victoria Rose Garingi. Haley Morgan Castler. Michaela Jean Charlone. Jonathan Stewart Clark. Justin William Clark. Sierra Gail Colleton. Nicole Christine Conley. Anais Christine Conti. Angelo Pasquale Coppola. Diamond Isaiah Corber. Nathan Robert Correll. Joseph Robert Primo. Renzo Graham Cristaldi in abstention. Abigail Marie Dater in abstention. Chelsea Marie DeAngelis. Brandon James Deere. Ariana Barbara DeLoss. Alyssa Megan DeMichael. Kaylee Shay Denny. Stephanie Francis Donato. Kaylana Nicole Douglas. Amanda Brittany Dwayne. Fiona Christopher Duquette in abstention. Michael John Wire. Cameron Jeffrey DeLong. Jeremy Addison Ecker. Michael Anthony Urke. Anthony Joseph Erno. Benjamin James Estes. Zachary Joseph Pethridge. Joseph Dorian Felice. Joseph Donald Falvo. Savannah Marie Fleetwood. Matthew Charles Forget. Michael Anthony Fraioli. Garrett Peter Francisco. Zachary David Frenger. Troy Dakota Gatchin. Robert James Gibbons. Nikki Nicholas Goki. Michael Dean Thomas Goodrow. Courtney Marie Greenwood. Robert Warren Hart. Madison Wilkes Hawkins. Robert Allen Healy. Zachary Ryan Henry in abstention. Serena Rose Hockford. Brittany Lee Huber. Caleb Joshua Hughes. Brandon Michael Hewlin. Brittany Claire Hunt. Madeline Rachel Johnson. Ariel Lynn Jones. Lyle Eugene Maddox Jr. Matthew David Manda. Olivia Marie Nanetti. Shelbi Lynn Martin. William Alexander Maston. Robin Renee Matos. Janina Elisa McAdam. Martin Maurice McCollum Jr. Carly Joe McNulty. Dallas Brittany Meadow in absentia. Ryan Christopher Murphy in absentia. Zachary Ryan Musto. Anthony Michael Nietzsche. Celine Michelle Nieto. Alyssa Renee O'Connor in abstention. Jason Lee O'Connor. Sean Patrick O'Connor. Patrick Joseph Alexak. Anastasia Nicole Olson. Ashley Amber O'Neill. Michael Patrick Pileski. Scarlett Carolina Parker. Savannah Dorian Peterson. Nathaniel Foote Phillips. Rebecca May Phillips. Skylar Lynn Clement. Tyler Joseph Pop. Dominique Marie Puglisi. Benjamin Richard Rayo. Leanne Marie Raymond. Austin Nathaniel Reed in abstention. Paul Stephen Reuter II. Jordan Michael Reyes. Amanda Lynn Reeder. Jaslyn Ricky. Samantha Catherine Rizzo. Deborah Sandra Rockwell. Gabriella Adele Rodbell. Karina Marie Roman. James Paul Rooney. Jacob Blaine Roth. Lamar Smith, Jr. Joshua Raymond Sobieski. Kyle Zachary Stimson, in abstention. Scott Matthew Stapera. Julia Mary Sullivan. Julia Mary Sullivan. Jessica Elizabeth Susko. Addie Lynn Sykes. Matthew Kenneth Talbot. Benjamin Orion Togner. Abigail Lynn Taylor, in abstention. Nicole Lynn Tierley. Kayla Alexandra Tenace. Zachary John Caesar Turgeon. David Josiah Thompson. Jessica Nadine Tote. Shannon Marie Bargo. Noah Ryan Vasquez. Kara Elizabeth Zanta. Virginia Christine Zielaskowski.